You're tuning in to Stellar Cycles, hosted by Alina Souza
and Eva Brown. Join us weekly as we delve into the science, spirituality, and cultural significance of our feminine cycles.
Get ready to align with your natural rhythms, take charge of your patterns, and embrace a holistic approach to feminine wellness.
All systems go?
All systems are ready, set, and blazing, ready to go.
Woot woot!
All right, welcome to episode 24 of the Stellar Cycles podcast. Today's episode is called Cultivating Hormone Balancing Habits. I know that this is one of your favorite topics.
It is. I'm all about the habits, habit stacking, cultivating healthy habits.
The main topic for this episode will be habits that help heal your hormones, achieve your dreams, and get you to that girl level. We always see that girl content, TikToks, Reels, but I don't think that the whole wake up early, drink water, exercise, that's just really easy to say, but no one really covers okay, what should you do when you start falling off of making those habits? What should you do to make it easier for yourself to form those habits, right? How can you make it more fun? And we just really wanted to give you guys an episode that focuses on creating these types of habits, giving you some tools for when you aren't as motivated anymore to do what you really want to do and need to do. So in this episode, we just want to give some examples personally of habits we've incorporated or are currently working on integrating that have made a huge difference in balancing our hormones and helped us live our higher life. I know Eva's going to have a lot to talk about regarding that for herself. Excited. Some of these actually may not be the most glamorous, pour yourself a frankincense bath with the petals of 1,000 roses and a bottle of champagne type of habits, but they are the kinds of habits that over time, you're really going to see a return on those habits and those investments, and it's going to produce your results you could never buy with money. That's why it's good to romanticize and glamorize the mundane but highly necessary habits that'll actually get you to your goals.
Yes.
Again, emphasis on a lot of the times it's not pretty, but the result is.
Exactly. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable today so you can be comfortable later. And if you're comfortable today, guaranteed you're probably not going to be as comfortable later in life, whether if it's with sickness, maybe in wealth, in your relationships. Growth comes now, and the younger we are, we have to put it in more so we can reap the rewards later. Everything stacks and compounds on top of each other.
You know that feeling when every single area of your life is comfortable and you're when is the other shoe going to drop? What's going to happen that's going to upset this entire balance? And you just
And I'm trying not to have that thought anymore. When I have it, I'm aware. Exactly, I'm okay, stop and look. Because at some point, I do know that my life is going to reach a point where it is just peaceful all the time. And that's something I've been saying for 2 years now, is that I believe every day can be peaceful, vibrant, and loving. But it does take time. And the awareness of when is the other shoe going to drop? Because every time I've thought that, guaranteed, guys, 3 months later, the shoe dropped.
Yeah. Okay. And it's when you're expecting something bad to happen,
it inevitably does. Yeah. Your thoughts create everything, which we'll obviously dive into that a lot on this episode.
And I'm just going off of something I was listening on a podcast today, but it's everything in life is hard. Choose the hard things that you enjoy. So you could have the hardship of being comfortable slug in your little swamp, or you can
the visual
which I do sometimes, you guys. I am a little slug
visualizing you slugging off the couch with your blanket. Slugging to the refrigerator.
And all of my moisturizers.
We all need you're sludging. We all need a rest day. Yeah, we need a good lazy day.
But
and then it catapults us into insane action and movement the following day. It's I'm disgusted with myself. I need to do something different.
Exactly. But the point is, everything in life is hard. Pick the hard things that you enjoy and just go from there. So Any updates? I think that there's a few big ones since the last time we
finally moved.
We finally moved.
Yes, I'm so thankful and just feel incredibly blessed every day, even through the move, which is a struggle, by the way. I don't want to move for another 5 years at least.
Oh my goodness.
I hate moving. It's like so much work. But thank God for movers. A lot of help there. Now my time is so valuable that I'm literally at this point where I have to pay for everything. Like I can't even afford to pack up my own things because that would have cost me 2 or 3 days.
Especially if you attempt to do something that you're not an expert
pro in,
it would have taken you so much longer. Even if you had friends who were willing and available to help you move all your stuff.
Bless their hearts.
Like it would have taken you guys longer because they do this stuff all day, every day. They have a system. They had such great ideas for like packing the clothes and stuff. So it's so
Did yours saran wrap everything too?
Yeah, they did.
Which of course, you know, my sustainableness like was a little bit sad, but I literally unsaran wrap everything and then I'm recycling it. But also it's the most efficient way to
no
pack.
Boxes. You didn't have to take everything out of the drawers and put it in boxes and then all these cardboard boxes. No, it's so smart.
It also secures the glass from breaking. Like they just saran wrap everything. I was like, oh my God, saran wrap is amazing. What would we do without plastic?
No,
I found myself hella grateful for plastic that day. Yes.
Revolutionary.
So the move was great. And now I have my neighbor back. Alina and I finally live in, we used to live in the same building. And then she left me, went downtown. And now she's back with me.
I'm back. And it's been great. Because, have we talked about this before? Probably in our sisterhood episode. But it's really great to like share things with people so that you can have less stuff.
Yes.
If we shared stuff with others more, people who lived close to us, then we would literally not have to have each person have a vacuum and everyone have this and that. And
so
clogging up your space that you don't even use most of the time.
Yes, exactly. Trading that time. We'll cook for each other now. Shoot, I would even do your laundry if I had to.
Wow. Yeah, you're a little bit out of practice with laundry though after these several years.
I so am.
Otherwise, I would totally hire you to do my laundry. But laundry keeps me busy.
That's hilarious. Okay, so aside from that, I have been practicing intermittent fasting. I've actually really liked it. You guys have heard me talk about this a lot in a lot of the episodes. I asked Miss Katie Rose about this a little bit too, because you know, I'm always gathering information about this. I tried it long ago and it was whatever for me.
It's one of those things that everyone has like a different thing to say about their experience with it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's why we always say just try, you know, try things, see if it works for you. So it's been about 5 years. I decided to try it again. And this period of my life, I really like it.
It's really working for you.
Yes, I have more energy and I already had a lot of energy before, but even more, I'm saving so much time, which is my biggest factor.
Eating 3 meals a day?
It was a lot. And that was like cute.
Especially if you're trying to do it at home.
Yeah, girl. It's a lot of time.
Very time consuming.
I cannot. Cleaning the kitchen after, washing everything. I mean, it's a 2-hour ordeal.
Yeah, so I get why DoorDash is as big of a company as it is.
Seriously. Yeah, and like that was fine like if I was in my relationship, but
or you have a family and kids to feed down, you know, like 100%.
All day long. If that's like all I'm doing and I don't need to work or anything, absolutely sign me up to just cook and clean in the kitchen all day long. Yeah, like I'm no Cardi B. I will be about that. But yeah, I can't do that and work. So intermittent fasting has been clutch. I am eating probably around 3 p.m. every day, eating my 2 meals, taking in a lot of protein at that time.
Awesome.
And yeah, so that's been great. Down 5 pounds.
Protein will take you very far. Even if you're not eating many meals a day, that's fine. As long as you're having protein when you are eating.
Right, totally. You just have to be good about getting in your nutrition. Like for example, when I was moving and I haven't worked out, I mean, gosh, probably in forever, but especially when I was moving, I didn't eat right. So I was waking up 2 nights in a row with leg cramps. So of course I immediately just buy a banana and I'm good.
So during this move while you were moving?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, because we were on our feet all day.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was crazy. I was for the first time in my life, y'all, my ankles were swollen. They looked big. I was like, I've never seen my ankles look thick before, but I really do think it was from spending so much time on my feet and the move. Yeah,
I just was not taking care of myself properly. Like, did you eat or?
I made time to eat, girl. You know, the movers were taking stuff in and out of my house. I was on the stove with my frying pan, making my toast, my egg scrambled toast. And I was like, I'm going to eat, because if I don't, I'm going to become a monster to these people.
Yeah, totally.
So,
you do have to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, I started bi-weekly facials again.
Yeah.
And you did too, right?
I did too. I'm going this Thursday. Yes.
Oh, cool. I'm going to today at 6.
Okay.
With Ileana.
Awesome.
We love her. Thank you for keeping her face.
Oh, micro needling. Does she do that?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I might, because for my acne scars from all my breaking out.
And it's, you should. My skin looks, this is why I'm going back to her, because I miss how my skin looks, like so plump and like.
And does it really help with texture scars? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
And that's the package I'm on with her. I'm doing a hydrofacial, and then 2 weeks later I do the microneedling, and then she does it on my face and my neck.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I get it once a month, and like my skin.
So you
just
do the
helps with
microneedling instead of the peel. Maybe I should do that too.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I am building up to doing the microneedling and then a peel on top of that after.
I see. But you have to get there.
Yeah. Maybe after like 6 sessions. I think I've only done like in my total life like 5 or 6 sessions.
Okay.
When I last saw her, I was doing 4, and now I'll see her again.
Okay.
Cool. We'll try. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to do the chemical peel until after summer.
Probably a good idea, because that'll be
I don't want to do too much. Yep. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you guys about is I've been using this product. So I'm not wearing foundation right now. My skin kind of looks a little bit like glowy or dewier. And it's because of this product from Kosas. Probably saying their name wrong.
I think you're saying it right.
Yeah, Kosas.
Yeah.
And it is like, of course, everything is a skin enhancer. So it's like vitamin C and something else that's good for your skin.
It's like makeup skincare, right?
Yeah, it's like you could use it on anywhere on your body or your face.
Cool.
And I just tried it on my face, and I actually love it more than putting foundation on. And even under foundation, it like makes you pop. Like, I'm telling you, it's the best. So I wanted to tell you guys about that, because that's a product I'll be buying forever. Also, my new concealer that I got from Giorgio Armani, which it was so good that it's the only product that I have that's not organic. It's such a good brightening concealer. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I'm really, really excited about those makeup products. So I had to tell you.
It's better than the Tarte Shape Tape?
Yeah, oh my God. It brightens it.
Is it that pigmented?
So
moisturizing? Does it
moisturizing? It doesn't crease. It's not high coverage. I don't know if it's just mine that I got. Go to Sephora, try it out, right? They'll give you a sample. It's not as high coverage as the Shape Tape. Or the Kosas. Before this one, I was using Kosas concealer, and that's pretty good. Yep. And those are my updates for you guys, at least for today.
Well, I've been using remember when you gave me, I think it was for Christmas, you gave me that Soleil Toujours or something?
I love that product.
That sunscreen. I've been using it. It smells so good, and it's so like
the shimmer.
Sparkly and shimmery, but not greasy.
And the best ingredients for you,
really
they don't have the really nasty ones that are found in almost every sunscreen.
Yeah, Stella Artois. Mine has beer in it.
Nice. Drink.
No, I don't think it's like those. Yeah, you know how they make those chocolate candies with the liqueur, syrup in it. I don't think it does anything.
Syrup.
Well, my updates. I am absolutely parched. I'm thirsting to go back to Italy, because I'm seeing all of these people's posts. I'm trying not to have FOMO, and I was like, we were just there in October. Maybe a trip next year. I just
saw a meme too. I've seen Italy memes everywhere, and it's like, I don't need therapy. I just need to go to Italy. Exactly. Like, that's Alina and I. Let's go back to Milan. And
Milan would be nice.
Where else would we go?
Definitely Amalfi Coast.
Back. Check out Positano.
Positano, yes. But it's okay, because like I said, we were just there. We have other upcoming trips, and we'll go again. The last several days have been me posting just things that we don't want to keep anymore on Facebook Marketplace, selling those things that both sales went great. Those planters from our balcony, those tall white box planters, like 200.
Nice.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, the couple came, picked them up. They were so stoked that they were already downstairs, that they didn't have to come up here and get them.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Did you take it down there for them?
No, when we brought them over, me and Sam brought them over, we just left them against the wall, and it literally just looked like stuff.
That was so smart, boo.
I mean, why would I make things harder for myself ever?
Yeah, just leave it here. Yeah. Like, you're welcome. I will let you guys rent this. We shouldn't tell people where we live.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, we will. Yeah, we should not tell people where we live.
We can leave this part in.
Anyway, we almost outed ourselves and our dwelling places to you guys, but yeah, just organizing the new place. Like we were talking a little earlier before we started recording, anytime you move, you unpack at least twice. The first time just to get everything like to not look like an absolute mess, and then the second and third and fourth time when you're actually organizing it to make it more functional. I did want to speak on real quick, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but what my old building did with our athletic greens package. So this was like a month ago, but we were traveling for the weddings, we were gone, and our package room like received the athletic greens package that we order every month. We have a subscription, and I didn't pick it up for like maybe a week, you know, and I've left packages in there for longer than that before. But this time I didn't pick it up because we were traveling. And I get back and I have an email and they're like, so we're going to just return your stuff to the sender because you haven't been here to pick it up. And I was like, they can't do that, can they? Like, and that's literally not that much time to go by, just a week. Like I was also out of town, but I guess you have to let them know.
I don't think that's a lot of time.
Anyway,
I leave places for longer.
Yeah, it's like, just it's never happened before, so it's just like annoying that like, you know, you're waiting for your subscription items so you can drink your vitamins in the morning, be a healthy little
you're like, I just want vitamins. Turn into a green monster.
Your building just thinks that they can do whatever they want with your packages. That's fine. We don't live there anymore. Yeah, they sent it back. So, but what was great, Athletic Greens has amazing customer service, so props to them. I reached out and they just sent me the package again.
I feel like packages are just getting out of control. Like,
oh, yeah.
All I do is order everything online because it has like the cleanest stuff. It's just more accessible. But like, I can't keep track of all these subscriptions anymore.
I know.
Like, they're just getting the best of me. Especially with this move. Lord knows how these things are going to make it to my house. Like, I can't remember what was coming to me.
No. We have too many options for things nowadays. So that's about it. We are now gonna get into our conversation regarding habits that help your hormones out, habits that balance your life, your mood, your processes, all of them in your systems. When it comes to habits, especially for balanced hormones, the opposite of this, let's just start with the opposite, right? What this wouldn't be is like habits that stress you out or leave you undernourished, things that age you quicker, things that steal from your youth and your vitality and your energy levels. So our episode here is dedicated for tips to solidify habits that we actually want to obtain and also keep. It's much quicker to form a new habit than to break one. So I think a really good way to gain momentum in your habit forming journey and keep that momentum is to replace the habits you don't want to keep anymore with a new, better habit. Distract yourself with how fun it is to implement this new habit. Because again, like we said, it's easier to make that new habit stick than it is to focus really hard on, than to focus on not doing something. So what we really love, I know you've read this, is Atomic Habits. And what are his 4 cornerstones of habit building?
Making it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying are his 4.
And I can attest to, like, for instance, make it easy works so well for me because if I have to do something, believe me, and you guys know this, your brain, that little voice will try to talk you out of it and be like, no, you shouldn't do this right now, just do it later. My rebuttal is, no, it's going to be easy and it's going to be fast. It diminishes that resistance to doing the thing.
And most things are a lot faster than what you think it is. These little, if you have 5 minutes in the day, you can get done a lot of things, opening the mail, whatever. And of course, bigger topics too. Making it easy.
Yeah. Attractive.
I'd say mindset is going to be number 1 when you're creating habits and a foundation for yourself. And this book really talks a lot about it. It breaks it down to those 4 factors, but really it all boils down to your mindset. How are you disciplining yourself? How are you thinking about things? And coming at it from how Alina is saying, having the mindset of this is going to like make me better in life. And these little things are easy. And if you start there, your habits will start to come very natural to you.
Right. Because like we said earlier, both sides of the coin are hard. It's hard to like, you know, get up when you need to get up, do all the things that you need to get up. But it's also hard to be a couch potato.
Yeah, it's hard on your body.
Look at life passing you by.
It's hard on your shape. It's hard on your emotions. It's hard on you because if you do spend your day like that, you're not in a high frequency. So guess what? You're not having things attract easily into your life. If you spend a day like that, you're not joyful. So maybe when you have interactions with your friends, your coworkers, the people you live with, your spouse, whoever, it's not a high vibrational frequency. So then the relationship becomes hard. The work collaboration becomes hard. So these little decisions add up to create what type of life you're trying to create is really what it boils down to. And I don't think anyone on this earth wants to live a bad life. So it starts with us and fighting that whatever moment you feel like that's going to be difficult about that habit you're creating.
Yeah, or just like fight that urge to choose comfort in the moment over like the hard but necessary
Fight the urge. Sometimes I just want to like fall in. And don't get me wrong, guys. Sometimes I do. We all do. You need to. But right now, for example, going through this move and all that, this is hard. A lot of days I'm coming to Lena. I'm like, God, like Alina, doing this single is so hard. It's a lot of work. Sometimes I just want to be completely lazy and check out. But no, I'm forcing myself to get up because like I'd rather do the hard thing.
Yeah, and you asked to be in this situation.
Exactly.
So you got to show God that you can maintain it.
So you just get up, like even when you feel yourself slugging into the couch, you just force yourself to stand up. You give yourself that pep talk. Okay, what do I got to do in this moment? And just start.
That motivation clap TikTok. You know what I mean? Just whatever you're going to do, clap your hands and get going.
Yeah.
So, and a really hard pill to swallow, especially for anyone who has grown up on Disney princess movies, is that no one is coming to save you. So you kind of have to be your own doctor, your own advocate, your own nutritionist, your own cook, your own coach. Like all you depend on all these aspects of yourself to live a fulfilled life. A lot of the times when you guys are scrolling Instagram and seeing this really put together person, and we always try to remind you to jump to conclusions about what someone's life might be like, but always remember that what you see on the exterior is a result of that person's day-to-day habits. So if you see someone and they're always complaining about everything that's going on in their life and nothing ever seems to go right, they never have anything good to say, that's a direct result of their day-to-day habits and the way that they speak about their life. If you see someone that everything seems to flow effortlessly for them, they always seem positive, they're always uplifting others, the way that life flows for them is also the result of their day-to-day habits. So that's just why this is so important.
And I'd say to get to that level, the number one most important mindset and habit there is creating the habit of good conversation with yourself, creating the habit of not complaining, using good words, watching your words, being aware of how you speak. If you need help with this, then you create more habits of like reading positive books or listening to positive YouTubes or podcasts.
A really good example of this, paying your bills with gratitude. Like instead of being like, oh, I can't believe I have to make my payment right now.
Yes.
But feeling grateful that you get to have a phone, that you get to pay to, you know what I mean? To stay in touch with everyone that you need to stay in touch with. So putting that sort of energy out there, like that just, I don't know, it does something. I don't know what it is, but it really, really does.
It really does. And that's a whole thing that goes into like the soul of money, right? And having good energy with that, and that we are able to purchase things. Like everything you guys purchase, that's a habit. Our entire life is literally habits. Even just you saying that these are all things I naturally do. But they're habits that are built over time.
Getting together and recording this podcast is a habit now.
Us speaking well with each other, right? So for example, we've talked about this in the sisterhood episode. We make habits of only speaking positively to the girls around us and then of the girls around us. Like the only thing that comes out of our mouth is always positive, never gossiping. That's a habit. And these habits form your reality, you know?
Exactly. What you said. Going back to the atomic habits, using your self-talk to tell yourself, this is going to be easy. This is going to make me level up. This is going to be worth it. Yeah, that type of encouraging talk. Imagine that if you were needing to encourage like your friend, if I needed to give you encouragement, do that same thing for yourself when you're talking internally.
Yes, you're your own best friend. And also, a lot of the things that Alina was saying right now, she's reframing things. So anything that you look as a negative, you reframe it by seeing the positive in it. Because there's a silver lining in every situation. I'm so thankful my dad raised me from like 2 years old with that mindset of always look for the positive in everything, in every person, always look for the silver lining, because you're going to get further doing that than you are looking at the bad thing.
Yeah, and you're going to use just about as much energy. I think you will use more energy focusing on the bad things than on the good.
Yeah,
the
literally. Because then you worry.
Yeah.
Then you're in the frequency of worry as opposed to being in the frequency of joy, faith, trust, surrendered, happy, hopeful. It'll attract you so much more in your life that you want.
Yes. So the foundation that I would say for habit forming, good habits, good lifestyle, good routines, of course, would be great sleep, sufficient rest. And this is one of my favorite topics. We have a whole episode coming on just sleep, women and sleep, how it helps our hormones, how it stabilizes our hormones. But just for now, we're going to focus on why proper sleep and a good nighttime routine is really the foundation for the rest of everything. Because guess what, Eva? If I neglect my nighttime routine, I don't know what it does to the next day, but it almost obliterates it. Somehow I don't get up on time. I don't do the same morning things that I need to do. I might skip out on some things.
Do you know the science behind that?
What is the science behind that?
If you're not doing your nighttime routine, I'm imagining that you probably have screen time. Maybe you're not winding down.
Something else has your attention that you can't do you're socializing, you're out. Yeah.
So every hour of screen time before bed, it suppresses the melatonin secretion in your body by 30 minutes.
Oh.
So if you're, and then on top of that, you have the other things where if your mind is really active, and let's say if you just skip your skincare routine, that helps wind you down. Since your mind is more active, you're not getting good sleep, and you can't recoup that the next morning because it's more about the quality. Exactly. So you're gonna have, of course, our Aura ring tells you once you take a nap, at least your debt decreases, but like, you'll literally miss a day. You can't do anything about it.
We
have to be really adamant about our sleep.
Yeah, and plus there's really nothing out right now that's worth sitting down and watching. I don't know if you feel that same way, but there's like nothing interesting out right now.
I've never watched TV. Obviously you and I met at a really interesting point in my life, but but I've never been that person. No. So even now that I'm like on my own, I'm chilling. I'm watching YouTube. You have a lot of time back. So much.
Yeah.
Reading books. Absolutely. I'm on my own routines again. Feels really good.
Let's talk about some good examples maybe that have worked for us that we've incorporated into our PM routine. Maybe a calming beverage. I'm a huge nighttime tea person. Even Sam at this point is like, oh, are you doing your sleepy tea? And he knows that I'm like getting ready for bed. I know that a lot of people do drink before sleep, thinking that'll help them sleep, but it really does the opposite. You'll toss and turn, really. It'll keep you awake.
Everyone's different. Yeah. Me personally, I could drink a full, and you guys know I tested it all different ways, but I, for about a month, was drinking a glass of water before bed, and I probably a big bladder or something because I wouldn't wake up and be okay. I can't take vitamins before bed though because I'll feel that in my stomach, I'll toss and turn for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I leave the vitamins for the morning. A popular thing that I've been seeing online too is those sleepy cocktails, whether that's the tart cherry juice with some magnesium in it.
Oh yeah, I tried that one. Do you ever take melatonin pills?
Once in a while, only if I've let's say I've had like a highly caffeinated day and I still feel like super wired and I'm not going to be able to fall asleep on my own. I'll do it, but I try not to. My ultimate goal is just to be able to sleep without any help.
Yeah, I've been blessed with really good sleep. Like the more I talk to other people, I guess it's not like that, but
I know
I can go to sleep almost immediately and stay asleep, and I'll stay in the same position. But we'll get more into this on that podcast.
Yes,
next podcast.
On our sleep dedicated episode. Also, either writing your list for the next day or just looking at what you have planned for the next day. That way you can make little adjustments. What if you remember something? Oh wait, I rescheduled that, or that really helps you not wake up with anxiety, like, what do I have going on today? Because trust me, I know that feeling, and it's just not a fun way to wake up. So for me, writing a list, praying over it, asking God to lead the next day.
Love that.
So that's something that I have to do in my PM routine. Like Eva said, reduce your blue light technology. That's your TVs, computers. For me, I like to set if I am still using my computer, because, we get into our creative, we get into our workflow sometimes at night. I'll put it on the display that it makes it almost a little orange. So
night mode?
Yeah, night mode.
Good websites for that is f.lux. It's called Flux. I guess it's like one of the best. So apparently there's actually like applications that do a better job.
Wow.
I didn't know. I thought it was all the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to have to try that. And of course, sleeping before 11 p.m. They always say before 10. That would be my ideal. But realistically, how many of us are able to be in bed by 9 and then asleep by 10? So I think 11 is kind of the sweet spot for me, and a realistic sweet spot.
Mine's 1 to 3 a.m.
1 to 3 a.m. sometimes. Yeah.
It's always I go through phases in my life, so this is, but it's either
right now it's quite busy.
Yeah, I kind of there's something about being up late at night that I really enjoy. And obviously I'm sure my sleep is sacrificing or is suffering a little bit.
You were born at 1 something in the morning, so
I think I'm a night owl. And then of course I just wake up 8 hours after whatever time, or I try, but I never sleep past 8:30.
As we all know, sleep is when your body heals and regenerates. So that's vital for beauty. That's why they call it beauty sleep. Your cells just restore. I love how I look when sometimes I sleep on my face, so it gets all puffy, but there's times when I wake up and I'm like, my skin is luminous.
I feel the same way. When I wake up after a restful night, literally my eyes don't have dark circles. I'm not inflamed. I don't have the puffiness. I literally feel like I'm glowing. Yeah. I think I look almost as good as I look after a good cry. When you have that glow.
The post-cry glow. Boy, do I. And lucky us, women actually do need more sleep than men. About 8 to 9 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can hit 10. It depends. But yeah, I've been doing actually 6, and I've been kind of okay.
I could do okay off of 6. I think it more boils down to the quality of sleep that you're getting more than the quantity. So just make sure that you're keeping those cooler temperatures in your bed. Try to lay in a very restful and restorative position. I have read before in Eastern medicine that sleeping on your left side, it helps your digestive organs and take pressure off your heart. It helps your body flow better. So research that.
I think it would be right side.
No, I Googled
left?
this. Yeah, for sure it's left.
All right.
But
morning habits?
Yeah.
Morning habits to give you control of your day. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants to leave the house feeling, I did the things, I did the supplements, I did my, whatever you do, your journal, your devotional, your breakfast even would be great for most of us, but a lot of the times the opportunities for these habits kind of slip by us because maybe you wake up and you get on your phone immediately, and then all of a sudden you have a million text messages from the night before to answer, and there's all these things here and there that steal our attention and steal our ability to take care of our needs. So build a morning routine as simple or as complicated as you want. We always want this to work for us. Make it easy, make it obvious, make it attractive. So I know for me, if I can make my bed in the morning, and it doesn't have to be the first thing I do in the morning, but if I can manage to make it in the morning, then I know that it definitely is going to make me feel less bummy throughout my day, as opposed to just leaving everything, kind of a mess. So...
Same.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing. And it's such a cliche thing that you hear all the time too. Oh, make your bed in the morning, But there's something about it that it's okay, you've made the bed, you can't get back into it. And I think it does feel nicer to get into a made bed than an unmade bed.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my mindset about this is because business entrepreneurs that I follow, they say, skip making your bed. Just go right into work. It doesn't matter. They're typically all guys that say that. But for me, it's the area of square footage that the bed takes up in your bedroom. So if it's unmade, you literally have the largest piece of furniture in your room looking crappy. And yeah, I like getting in bed with fresh sheets.
Just gliding right in there.
Yeah, not all wrinkly.
If you sleep with dark shades, I would recommend opening them. It's really nice to, have that blackout vibe once in a while, but being the dark will make you sleepy and make you slump around all day. Like getting light into your eyes, Huberman, everyone knows already, getting light into your eyes tells your system that the day has started and we're in action mode. Like the circadian rhythm, it's so important to maintain and keep up, and continue to get light into your eyes throughout the day. And then you do feel more tired and more prepared for sleep when nighttime does come around.
Yes, if you follow it that way.
Yeah. Also, another thing which can be hard for me sometimes because I like to get up and go, but avoiding caffeine on an empty stomach. This is especially true for women because of our blood sugar. Remember Katie Rose we had on, and she's like, blood sugar is so super important to her and her message. So essentially, if you don't have food in your stomach and you're just blasting caffeine first thing in the morning, you're essentially giving your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, a spike.
Heightened at that period.
Yes.
When you wake up, that's when your cortisol is the highest.
Being awake is already stressful. Just kidding. No, but yeah, you just wake up already with your cortisol levels as high as they're going to be in the day, and then they slowly decline. So then whenever you add caffeine on top of that without having any food as a base layer, you're kind of going to just spike your cortisol. Doing that over a long period of time is what leads to adrenal fatigue and chronic stress and just a lot of diseases that honestly we talk about some of them here. But
I'll tell you guys a little bit about my morning routine, which helps. It's helped me offset caffeine. I probably haven't drank caffeine in the morning for about 4 or 5 years now. Now I drink it just because I like the taste of coffee. Maybe it's once a month at that, because it's just not good for me. It makes me break out. So the things that I do, it's key, like regulating your system. But when I go to bed at night, you guys know this, I listen to my affirmations, sound frequencies. It puts me into a really great mindful state. I fall asleep thinking about how great the next day is going to be, how energized, how blessed, telling myself that my body is regenerating, God is aligning everything for me. So by the time that I wake up in the morning, the affirmations sometimes are still playing, but before I even open my eyes, I'm thanking God. I'm asking him for a great day and telling him what I'm grateful for. Then I'll get out of bed. Immediately when I go to the restroom, I jump 100 times. This helps activate your lymphatic system. It's called rebounding. Tony Robbins does this a lot. It's actually better if you do it on a trampoline to get the full effect. But this will help stimulate your body and put you into a state of energy where your mind is awake. So hopefully you don't have to lean into caffeine. And then I'll just continue the affirmations, oil pulling like you and I both do, and then brush my teeth, start the day.
Honestly, I think it's all placebo effect because even if I'm super duper tired, after I'm up for 2 minutes, I'm already awake. Like I couldn't really get back into bed if I tried. I like that, what you said, your affirmations and your meditations just kind of playing through till you start your morning and your day again. And that's another thing is just do something for yourself. It doesn't have to be like a cookie cutter, basic mainstream thing that everyone does, like a specific type of meditation or affirmations, but just something in the morning that carves out some space for you and your mindset before you hop on social media, before you start answering texts. I fall prey to this a lot myself because I will glance that I have a text from you or something regarding work or something that's going to immediately put you into like, oh, this is urgent. I need to get this over with mode, like I need to complete this task off the to-do list. But it's like, you haven't even brushed your teeth yet and you're already jumping to do all these tasks? No. So something that's helped me a lot is to just have the phone on do not disturb until I'm done with my workout and I'm kind of getting ready. That's when I'll start answering texts or looking at things.
D&D is my favorite.
Yeah. Do you have a little breakfast drink? Something that you love to like savor in the mornings?
Not anymore since I switched to intermittent fasting.
Okay.
Because I eat really late at night.
Yeah. I used to have that diet in school, but I think it made me lose too much weight.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's different. For me, it's perfect for what I need right now. I need to save time. I'd love to lose some weight, love to work out more. And what I'm doing is I am just drinking water and then I speak into my water. I'm like, I am wealthy, I'm healthy, I'm aligned, my cells are regenerating 10 times faster. And I just love me some water until 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's awesome.
What do you do?
I'm still on the broth vibe. I really am.
Broth.
I'm still on that vibe. That's the first thing I drink in the morning with my supplements. It's been great. So yeah, it's a good way to, titrate whatever like liquid supplements that you have into it. Like, if you don't have the pill ones, that's a good way to take them in.
The better for you guys than pill form powder.
Another great morning habit that's just starting to creep back into the scene that really helps you throughout your day is having protein with your breakfast.
Yeah.
And that's a big one for women because women have, for the longest time been steered away from, meats and fats, healthy fats even, and all these things. And now we're just realizing that like, oh no, we actually need protein even with every meal that we have to keep ourselves going. Yes. And of course, some movement and water. I don't know who it was. It was one of these like motivational podcasters like Ed Milet or Tony Robbins or even Matthew McConaughey that were talking about like in the morning, they have 3 main pillars that they need to take care of. And that's like their mindset, like their mental, their body, and I think spiritual might be the third thing. But yeah, if you do something for each of those 3 kind of categories for yourself, you will basically have your day set straight. Body could be like flushing, your system with water as soon as you wake up, just getting all those toxins that have been festering, for lack of better words, overnight, and just kind of giving it a flush out. Moving, whether that's a brisk morning walk. I've been loving going on morning walks, whether it's like gross weather like it is today, or if it's really nice out. Just kind of, take whatever weather comes and just being like, oh, I just love getting to be on a walk right now.
Yeah. And as you guys learn this stuff, you guys will adapt new ways of movement into your day, into your life. As you practice, in a year from now, even if a curveball gets thrown to you, you will know how to, like if you can't go on a walk, maybe because it's gloomy and you don't like it. So maybe you throw on like a YouTube video and you do a 15 minutes of HIIT, or you just do some stretching in the bathroom. Just little ways to get into your body. Hula hooping, go on a treadmill. You guys are just always going to be thinking about how do you habit stack? How do you incorporate a lot of these things to make your life the most efficient? Because like Alina was saying, if you hit these 4 elements and you really maintain your morning and you make it as optimal as possible, your body's going to run a lot better. Your mind is as well. Everything is really connected. So you do have to hit these elements of spirituality. It doesn't matter what you believe, but just make sure you're connecting to a higher energy, a higher power, like whatever you believe in. Connect to that. Connect your mind and your body, because those elements are God themselves, right? Like we really have to treat ourselves like divine gods, like divine beings, so everything can follow properly. So all those goals that you guys are trying to hit and that sometimes you might get discouraged, if you start doing these things, you won't even have to worry about those goals, right? So like my body stays in the same shape it has always been in because I do these things. Same thing with my finances, with my spirituality. Those all stay really grounded because I've been doing it for so long. So you don't have to worry about like, oh, how do I lose 5 pounds or gain 10 pounds? Once you're established, things are really easy. And that's how you have big success in your life, because it compounds after 5 years. Now everything is a system. So you're able to expand and do those things that you've been wanting to do, like start a business or start a new hobby. Well, once you have your foundation set, you will not get sick. You'll be very healthy and you can like run a race to grow yourself in different areas.
Yeah, there'll be less things bogging you down. And not to say that like you won't have to worry about your goals, meaning like, oh, you'll forget about them altogether. It just means like you won't have these unnecessary stresses or anxieties about not reaching your goals, because like you'll already be reaching your personal goals in such a routine and steady and full of integrity sort of way that you'll know that, oh, I can totally get the bigger things too now because I've already stayed true to myself in this area.
Yeah, so everything's aligned. Aligned action. So food.
Yeah. So like we said, getting enough protein is key. You want to get about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily. And I know for me, it can be pretty hard to hit that protein benchmark there. So
I've actually heard it's a pound of body weight that you want to be.
Okay. If you're trying to grow, yeah. Totally.
Or lose too, right? So if I wanted to be 115 pounds, I would eat 115 grams.
Yeah, because like eating protein, this is a really common misconception, especially for women, because women are like, oh, well, I don't want to eat protein because I'm going to bulk up. Well, do you know how hard it is to bulk up even for men? And for a woman to get big, muscularly big, it actually takes a lot. You have to eat a lot. You have to lift a ton. So don't worry about it, because actually eating protein for women changes your shape in a totally different way. It does change it into more womanly shape, and muscles are heavier than fat is too. So,
and protein actually helps you build fat, or I'm sorry, burn fat.
Burn it. Exactly. So it's tempting, but don't go too long of periods without eating often. Eva, this does not pertain to you. We know you're on your intermittent fast.
I used to eat every 2 hours though.
Yeah, in general, for most people, not eating, and it doesn't have to be a full meal every 2 hours, but just like a handful of nuts, a handful of dried fruits, like that'll just keep your blood sugar stable throughout the day. Pairing healthy sugars such as fruits or dried fruits with healthy fats like nuts or avocado, that's a really good way to stabilize your blood sugar. And stabilizing your blood sugar also helps with mental symptoms like anxiety or depression, or just feeling kind of low, feeling lethargic, fatigue. Sometimes you just need a bump in that blood sugar in a healthy way. I know for me, a majority of the time, I will eat 2 meals a day instead of 3. It actually takes a lot for me to hit 3 meals a day.
Even when you're not, even not intermittent fasting?
Even when I'm not intermittent fasting. I think I just naturally intermittent fast, Eva.
Clearly.
A lot of times I can go like till 12 or 1 or 2 without eating, and then I'm like, okay, it's time to eat now.
You probably are, because your last meals, I'm assuming, is around 8 or 9, as I know you. My last meal will be like 11.
Well, moving on to outdoor time. So
important. You got to get this nature.
I mean, have you ever wondered what would have happened if the teachers never took us outside during the school day, like for recess? You know what I mean? As kids, like if we never got time outside. That would be kind of crazy. Studies have shown that nature reduces stress and cortisol and increases serotonin and dopamine production, which is all feel-good hormones, the ones that you want. So go touch some grass is a really valid saying and a valid reason. Yeah, get off your phone, go walk around, be in touch with your reality and your environment. So,
I mean, you know how the planet has a pull, it has a magnetic pull to it. So there's devices where it can test how much electromagnetism is going into something. And you've probably seen the videos, right? Where when you put your bare foot on the ground, you actually have that electric magnetic pulse in your body. When you wear shoes, you don't have it. So scientifically, 30 minutes on grass and really having that go through your body helps with inflammation, reduces stress, and like you said, increases dopamine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really trying to do that now. I'm getting weirder every year.
You're getting weirder from not touching grass?
Like, no, I'm becoming like the hippie that people see outside, like hugging trees and like walking barefoot.
No, for real. I mean, nothing feels better than being barefoot, honestly, as someone who like grew up being barefoot. Like that's such a good feeling. There are, certain pressure points on your foot that when a pebble presses into it, you're just like, oh, nice. So find a way to get outside, even if all you're doing is taking a phone call once daily. I know for me, over the past month, I've been making an effort to go outside, even if all I can do that day is just go to the harbor and back, just something, even if the weather's not great. Because guys, I used to be the girl who would have any excuse. If the weather wasn't great, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go, outside. But now I'm just doing so much better now that I'm going outside. It's so simple. And then also air outside is still better than any kind of filtered air. So if you live in the city like us, we live in downtown in San Diego, and the air here, it's pretty good. I would say it's pretty fresh, but still indoor air is worse than any sort of outdoor air, for sure. So spending that time outside, letting your lungs, have some of that fresh air kind of filter out is very, very good for you.
There's an article written in the Architect Digest, and it was about how our buildings are killing us because they don't have proper airflow. One window's not enough. And on top of that, in order for a building to be sustainable for human air quality, we need windows on both sides to flow through.
To actually have a movement of air, like have that draft.
And then all the toxins from cooking all build up. So 1000% buy an air filter. I just bought some for my house for the apartment. And get outside. You have to do it every day. If not, it gets stagnant inside your lungs.
Yeah. Would you say that being nature helps you forget your problems?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yes, I can just stare out into nature.
Watching water move, whether it's waves, a river, a waterfall, some leaves rustling. You know what? I want to go hammock in the woods. Let's do that sometime.
And all of this, like breathing in forest air or ocean air, it literally heals your lungs. God set up this world to give us everything that we needed. And it's just us humans that are getting disconnected from it and not prioritizing the things. But you could be healthy forever. You'd save so much money on medical bills if you guys just do these types of things now. So
and they're enjoyable. They really are.
It helps our mental, our health, our family, connecting. I mean, life is easy.
Well, we're wrapping up this episode, but first we have productivity. And, you know, this word can kind of like scare people off because it's kind of like, oh, do you ever get any rest? Why does everything have to be productive? But there is something to be said that being prepared really helps the productivity go easier and be easier on you. So for me, I like to dump a whole list of what I need to get done for the week and plug it into my Google Calendar into convenient little slots. I look at my Google Calendar, I look at my list. I'm like, okay, this can go here, this can go there. I also really like to leave gaps because you never know, something might come up. Maintenance person might come up and need to do something. Now all of a sudden my focus is shifted to that. So then I take whatever I was supposed to be doing in that time block. Now I can shift it to that gap. So it's really nice to like have a few insurance gaps in your calendar, but also, you know, just knowing that the things that you want to take care of for the week will get taken care of because you scheduled them. Also, I've been using my reminders app a lot more, the one that's in the phone, you know, scheduling like my weekly cleaning, my monthly cleaning. That way it reminds me every single month and there's like a list in there of what I need to do. Our phones can get so optimized. I just feel like I don't even get into it as much as I could. There's so many more ways to systemize and optimize. I don't know. I'm like getting all techie with it. But another productivity hack, you guys, Eva, would you agree with this? If you need to do something and if you have the window of opportunity to get it done at that time, do it. Because it's going to cause you so much more internal pressure and anxiety to procrastinate and be like, oh, I'll just do it later when I have time. Just do it now. And then you will literally not think about it again.
Exactly. So I have two quotes to sum up what you said because I agree with everything. One is I would rather be prepared without an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Les Brown. And then the second thing to what you said is only pick something up one time. So if someone, it's always in my mind, put it back. If you're home, put it back in its home. Like if it's your purse, put it where it needs to go. If you're taking something out, put it back immediately. If someone texts you for something, if you have the time, just immediately do it now because these things only take 30 seconds.
I think we talk ourselves into thinking that it's this massive task.
It's never, never is. Just do it right away. Like get it done. You'll thank yourself later.
And that's why when you do have like a time blocking system, it really helps you audit your time. And once you audit your time and see where it's going, you'll actually be surprised how much of it you actually do have to do the stuff that you claim you want to do or get good at. You know what I mean?
Going into auditing your time, this is one of my favorite things to do, especially if I just have a week where I feel like, you know, like I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, or things were off, or da-da-da. You audit your time by carrying your journal with you and you're writing down every little thing you do. 50% of things that you do in a day are not things you plan. They're things that people have given you. Yes. So you write down everything, every phone call you take, whenever you need to eat. It's written down by the minute. It's nuts when you do it. And when you look back, you can really dissect what's going on here. And you can realize if you're managing your time or if other people are managing your time. That's how you track your results. And then you get to see if what actually happened for the week was what you wanted, or did you just succumb to what other people were giving you.
Yeah. Did other people just like steamroll over your time that you could have used for your things? And not to say that you should always use your time for your things. Like there are going to be things pillars, that but at the same, the point here is like when you have a way to look at the way that you're spending time, you will be surprised. And then you can also just go from there and like be able to use it more efficiently and how you would like to. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to realize how many things of other people's things will just come up, and then all of a sudden you're having to go into like Google Drive for someone, pull up a document you haven't thought about for years, and like it's taking away from the fact that you wanted to go and get your eyebrows done today, so now you have to reschedule that for the next day. But the more flexible that you are with these sort of things, and I used to be a very rigid person with these things, the more flexible that you are, the easier it just is on you.
Yeah, you have to schedule always room for flexibility because it's going to happen. And like energy is super important. And you probably go through this too. When someone messages me for something, I dig into that. I'm like, oh, then I go into, and I allow myself to do this. I have that scheduled in my day. But when it comes to me, then I'll be like, oh, let me work an hour on this and create a system. You know, and that's how you end up having your time go in places. But obviously, I want it to go in those places, right? It's very valuable to me to create a system. So leave room.
And the first time you do something, it's always going to be longer than the second time that you do it. And a lot of the times, the second time you do it, it's going to be twice as good as the first time that you did it too. So
I would say it takes almost 20 times to really perfect something, just like habits in ourselves.
Habits take 21 days.
Working with people.
Yeah.
It always takes a long time to stack on it, and it gets better and faster. Editing gets faster. I'm sure you're faster at graphics now than ever before.
It depends, because sometimes I get, it depends, because if it's a lot of information too, and then I start moving it around, but that's neither here nor there. I will not give you the BTS on the graphics quite yet, but some other miscellaneous habits. I'm going to name reading, because that's one of my personal favorites. It's a calming form of entertainment. You learn, your vocabulary grows. It's just good to read. It just does. It expands your brain. It keeps it plastic.
Let's give them examples of how you implement into your life when you're stacking it. A lot of people would say, oh, I don't really have time to read, but you stack it in your life.
Go outside. I know this sounds like an old person thing to do, but sit on your porch and read. Get some fresh air while you read. Sun. Yep. I don't care if it's 10 pages a day or 10 minutes a day. That's fine. Just doing that, it clicks your brain into gear that this is what you do and this is part of your routine. And even in those 10 minutes, you're going to get something out of reading that book than if you weren't to do it at all. Another one, Eva?
If you're in the sauna, legs up the wall, read your book, because you shouldn't bring your phone in the sauna anyway.
Really great way to stack. And people always comment. When I have a book in the sauna, people always comment on it. And they're like, what are you reading? How come that's such a great idea. I can't believe you're doing that in here. Yeah, it's kind of great to be surrounded by wood everywhere. Just all this organic material.
And the other places you guys can read your books is on the toilet, in the car. You guys can just bring a book with you anywhere. And it's better to do that than to take in this short story form that we're taking on our phones, whether if it's on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. It's not as healthy for our mind. So if you guys can stay focused on something for 10 minutes on one topic, it's healthier for yourself. So
using boundaries for yourself and respecting others' boundaries, that's a very healthy habit. Gratitude journaling, bonus points if you're grateful for things you don't have yet. If you know, that's kind of a little hack. Just, exude gratitude, and just embody those emotions of things like if you want a new car, find moments to be grateful for your new car every single day, even if it's not in your garage or in your driveway yet. Just know that it's coming. My thing is like, do what you can to look hot. I feel like that's always going to boost how you do in your day than if you were just to look a mess. And yours, what you've been doing over the past fast that you've been doing is a lot of prayer and good thoughts.
Always, you guys know I'm always in constant prayer, like constant conversation with God. So if you see me in a room and I'm not talking, I'm probably praying for you and praying for the room, praying for myself. I feel like Something that's been really big for me lately is just, especially now that I feel like I've taken care of myself. I'm at a really good point in life, but now I'm trying to expand and grow. So I'm always thinking about other people. How do I pray for other people, pray for strangers on the street, homeless people, animals, whatever. Prayer is so powerful. That's my biggest habit. And all these other ones, talking to my water is really key. Aligning myself with nature, respecting my own boundaries, yes, and my friends.
We just want to encourage you guys to stack some of your habits to make wellness and healthy actions fit easier into your lifestyle. So just look at the things that you're already doing. Maybe you feel a little overwhelmed with all of the good habits that you want to be doing. Find ways to kind of squish them together and put one on top of the other. Maybe do some at the same time. You'll be surprised how much easier you can make your life. Maybe you can design a reward system for yourself that'll help you form your new habits and ignore your old ones. So a lot of the times we place emphasis on breaking old habits rather than just forming new ones to replace the old habits. And you can put emphasis on, okay, what are the new habits that I want to have that'll replace these old ones? And then you can create a reward system for yourself that, like, okay, after a week, if I do this for 7 days in a row, after a week, I get a new pair of socks. If I do this for 3 weeks in a row, so 2 weeks later, you buy yourself a slightly bigger prize. And then after 3 weeks, you're done. I do this system, and a lot of the times I don't even make it to buying myself the prize because I just already solidify the habit, and I'm like, I'm good. I don't need like the little carrot, that I've been dangling in front of myself. But our journal that we're currently designing will be key to helping you carve out your new habit patterns and therefore your new life. It'll just be a really great tool. So we have that in the works, and we'll keep you guys in the loop for when that's going to come out.
This is a fun episode. I'm glad we were able to talk about our
Yes, I love talking about routines.
Me too. It's my favorite thing. As we develop new routines, we'll do another episode.
All right, guys. So we will see you in the next episode. Stellar Spaceship will take off now. This show is intended for inspiration and entertainment and is not meant to replace your physician's medical advice.
Content by Alina and Eva, produced by Joyous Heron.
You can find more on our Instagram at Stellar Cycles Pod.
Thanks for joining us on this stellar journey. See you next time.